You're listening to KEXP. You can find us at 90.3 FM in Seattle, streaming worldwide at kexp.org. Our good friend Virk have finally made it to Seattle. Welcome.
Thank you.
So wonderful to see you. We've had you live on the air from Reykjavik a couple of times, and we've been waiting for some time for you to make it over here to the Pacific Northwest. So welcome.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited. You have some new music. A couple of new songs have popped up over the next few months, so I want to talk about that. But you want to start us off with a couple of songs?
Yeah, sure.
Live, it's Virk here on KEXP.
I know there are some things about you I don't know. So many sides we haven't seen. If we get the chance to be alone, baby, so much that I would like to know. Show me you're the
that's so beautiful. You're listening to Virk live here in the KEXP studios, songs from their album that came out last year called Figure.
Yes.
And absolutely love the record. And one of the wonderful things about our going to Iceland is that we discover brand new bands in their infancy. And when we first discovered you, you were just a brand new band. We had you on the air in 2013 when your first EP came out. And then a couple years later, you had another EP and we could feature you. So it's been just so wonderful to follow your career. And 5 years later, it's just been such an adventure and so exciting for us to watch it. I imagine it's been exciting for you, but what crazy times that was that first year. You played Iceland Airwaves and you had like 900 shows, maybe just 9, but that's a lot in a few days. When you think back at that time, what does it make you feel like?
I get like a sting in my chest.
Still gives you a little bit of butterflies in your stomach.
Yeah.
It was like 9 shows in 4 days.
Yeah,
I think we played like 9 shows in our entire careers up until then. So.
Yes.
I love the story about how this band came together. I know some of you have been friends, some of you for a very long time. And is it really true that you decided to enter a battle of the bands in Reykjavik and then just spent a very short time writing songs and then you actually won? Can you tell the longer version of that?
Yeah, so basically me and Andri, we were kind of playing around with music like a couple of months before the competition.
But you'd been friends and not playing music.
Yeah. We've been friends since I was, I think, 15 or 16 years old. And we like met in a, what do you call it, summer house trip.
It's like a party cabin.
Yeah, basically. It was like, I went into the car, or you went into the car, and it was just like, hey. And then we became best friends.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then how come music didn't come for a long time?
I guess, Andri, you went to America.
Yeah, I lived here in Kansas City, Kansas, for 3 years between the ages of 18 and 21. Mm-hmm. So that was like a couple years after we just met. And we went some 7 years or something knowing each other, but not knowing that we were both musicians. So I was like, it just never came up.
Yeah. He like had a saxophone. I saw a saxophone in his room and I was like, dude, what can you play it? And
you were doing this final project for your school.
Yeah.
And she nagged me. She really nagged me for like half a year to play the sax for her. And I eventually did.
Yeah. But the first song we wrote together was Before, and that's like our most streamed song now even. So
wow, so right out of the gates, there's some magic happening there.
we definitely clicked, and the Battle of the Bands in Iceland is like a really, really nice platform for bands to like. Yeah, it's a jumping platform for them.
You did a little skyrocket hand motion there.
Are you getting that? Yeah. But and we like, I asked him like a month before, and he was just like, hell yeah, let's do that. And ended up winning it.
Yeah.
But you wrote those songs just within a few weeks?
Yeah, we had Before, and then we wrote 2 or 3.
So the original plan was not to use Before, and write all new songs in Icelandic, and then like when we wrote 3 songs and one of them was just not good in our opinion, so we just grabbed Before for the final night of the competition, and that ended up being probably the winning song.
Yeah.
So
I guess.
Just lucky coincidence.
Yeah. So like from there it has been just like an amazing learning curve, because like we started as 2-piece, then 3-piece, now 4-piece, and yeah.
Well, you definitely decided something sparked there, and you continued going, and then you had the Tension EP in 2013, following up with Circles in 2015. And I remember reading articles where you were just super eager to be able to put together a full-length representation of your music. So that was last year's album, which you just played a couple from that, Figure. But what was it like to finally be able to, put a full record together? And you had been learning and growing in size as a band, I'm sure, also just maturing and and growing in terms of what you could do musically and figuring out what the band was going to sound like and could do. What was it like putting that first record together?
I mean, it was a really big step for us, and it was really challenging, and it was really fun also. And like it was kind of the first time. I mean, we had worked with producers before, but that was like the whole thing was with the producer. He's called Brett Cox, a lovely guy.
Well, actually, there's a great story behind that. Can you tell that story? How you decided to work with him?
What was the story behind?
I can tell it.
Can you tell us? No.
Well, just that you talked to your manager and said that you, after working on these 2 EPs, some of it by yourself, that you decided that you did want to work with a producer and someone who could also engineer, and that they actually, unbeknownst to you, had sent the demos out to a few people and gave you the product without telling you who did it. And is that a true story?
It was. It's kind of like we sent it out a couple of demos and let like a couple of producers do their thing. And we really liked what Brett did to Show Me. That was like the first song we did with him.
But it's true. We didn't know the names of the producers.
So
it was sort of an anonymous. You're absolutely right. We had some stems of some demos sent out, and a few nameless producers to us worked on them, and then we sort of just picked, without actually being able to Google the person. So it was a very like natural way.
Just you went with your instincts and what you heard.
Exactly, yeah.
I love that story.
The song Show Me ended up being like an audition. We went to London and recorded it, produced it with him in a studio called The Light Ship, which was very difficult for me because I get so seasick.
Yeah, the studio was on a boat.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like at like 4 p.m. like the boat would like. Ooh.
What did that add to the record?
A sense of urgency on my part.
And it became a very floaty record as well. So
Whoa!
We keep mentioning the song Show Me. That's the first song that you played today. Yeah. You have 2 new songs. I'm loving them. Listeners can't stop requesting them. Autopilot was the first that we heard. So fun, so big, so danceable. So I'm guessing that means new music is coming already so soon, which is very exciting. What are the plans for the next record?
We are releasing new album 2019 early. We kind of been just working this year.
Yeah, we sort of finished touring Figure this spring, and we didn't really feel like we just wanted to keep going. We had like Margaret had been writing a lot of songs, and she had a lot of demos, and we just wanted to keep the flow going. And I think we worked a little bit faster than we had anticipated, which is fantastic.
On a boat again?
No boat never again.
No.
Where did you work on this record?
I mean, we worked on it. We started in Einar's studio, and then we recorded it in London, most of it, with a producer named James Earp, also a really lovely guy. But I mean, like the heat in London probably, and the sun probably had like major influence on this album, because it's like really kind of summery in compared to like our other former stuff.
Yeah, so. it's a bit it's a less. We wanted to just expand a little bit, like evolve our music, and it's definitely like, as you can hear in like Autopilot, Night and Day, it's a bit it's a bit less floaty than it has been. Like a little bit drier, more punchy sound, and some would say a little bit more poppy sounding. So it's kind of been really interesting for us to kind of take go in that direction, and like as you said before as well, like a huge learning curve. Constantly learning new things.
Well, it's definitely sparked my interest, and you're going to play those 2 songs that I'm talking about now.
Yes.
Virk is live here in the KEXP studios. I hope that you can join us tomorrow evening here at KEXP, our annual Reykjavik calling events here in our gathering space, and it's free. You can go to kexp.org for more information.
Waste my time. Too busy getting messed up. You say you're in control, but you're waiting to fly. Yeah, and it's no secret. I can't pretend. Don't waste my time. 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 Don't waste my time.
Wow, that sounds wonderful. That is Night and Day. Before that, Autopilot, brand new songs from Virk from a yet-to-be-named record coming out in 2019. So excited for that.
Yes.
And this is your first time to Seattle, you mentioned. And hopefully you get a little time to have a good time here, see a bit of the city. I've read that you're pretty big coffee fans. We're kind of known for that here. Awesome. We've got a coffee shop right here at KEXP. I'm not sure if you've been out to visit that yet.
Oh, we just heard about it, so like we're going there now.
Excellent.
After this. Mm.
And that's where the show is tomorrow night. A Taste of Iceland's actually going on all day tomorrow at KEXP. So hope to see a bunch of people out. It is always so fun to see you live, and these new songs are outstanding.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much for coming in. And
for having us.
I will see you tomorrow night, if not out at the coffee shop in a few minutes.
See you tomorrow.
It's Virk live on KEXP Seattle. Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.